What's going on, everyone? I have so many topics that I want to talk to you about that I've had running in my mind lately. But this is one in particular which stood out to me because it's something that I've done all my life, but perhaps haven't talked about, and because I don't have the necessity to talk about it. But that's the ability to give, all right? And so this is not me virtue signaling by any means, but it's certainly an admirable quality that I've seen in other people. That is also a very rare one. And that is people who just give without the necessity to receive. And I mean to the extent to which, without even taking the stance of, for example, oh, I see a poor person, he's asking me for money, he's surely going to spend it on beer. No, it just gives because at the end of the day, it's not even your situation to judge. It's just for you to give simply because, well, I don't know, maybe humans, some of us are altruistic more so than others, right? Anyways, today, in my dire financial situation, which I'm currently in, which if you're not part of my school community, you'd know when I post my morning routines and my nightly routines that I'm in a really difficult situation despite everything that I'm attempting here, right? And I'll be transparent with you guys on that. And even though I'm in such a difficult financial situation, today some guy was asking for money. And I told him, no, sorry, I don't got cash. And I found cash in the car. And I was like, it was like what, 200 pesos, which is, I guess, substantially a lot. That's literally what I make in one day now, which is nothing. Pretty pathetic, right? Anyways, regardless, I told them I didn't have cash, and I remembered I did. And I was literally driving away, and I was probably 2 minutes out, and I literally did a U-turn and drove back, try to find the guy for like straight 5 minutes, see where he was, and I found him. And I just handed him the money, and he wasn't even necessarily asking for it. He was actually selling windshield wipers. This guy was hustling, and I could see he was all sunburnt, an older guy, probably in his 50s, 60s. And then me just considering the situation, it just obviously put it in perspective for me. Who am I to judge and not, if I can provide, if I can at least help this guy out, who's in a much more difficult situation, and probably a much helpless situation than mine. Like, I don't care if I need to make my life a little bit more financially difficult than what it already is. I'm someone who likes to tackle and take forth difficult challenges. I almost always find a way, and if I don't, well, so be it, right? But then I was like, it just put it into perspective when you really think about it. Like, and I guess I'm approaching this even logically now, but that guy needed it more than I did. And so who was I to hold back and not give this man money? Of course, I gave him the only cash that I had, literally. So the moment that I gave it to him, his eyes just lit up. And for some reason, even when I gave it to him, that strong conscience in my head, which told me to go back and give him that money, for some reason, I just straight up just walked up to him, didn't say a single word, and just gave him the money. And he automatically knew, I wasn't even it wasn't even an exchange of value there, right? It was like, I didn't want a windshield wiper that he was selling. He was probably, hustling his ass off to try to make ends meet. Who knows? Maybe he's got a family, right? He's an older guy. But I didn't even question it. I just gave him the money, and then without saying a single word, he said, "God bless you." And I was like, "God bless you too." That's the only thing that I said. And I walked away. And I'm not saying this to brag, right? I'm not saying this to like virtue signal or anything. It's not even something, it's not even something that would be brag worthy. I think this is actually, I think anyone, especially like even my parents, right, would be like, that's absolutely imprudent. Oh, that guy could have spent it on drugs. Or even worse, oh, what are you doing in your financial situation giving money away? You just gave your last cash away, right? But then I think to myself, like, who you know, well, like who else is gonna help him out, right? Like maybe I was that person. Maybe that conscience in my head was put there in place to help him out because, I mean, just put it into perspective. Seriously, that guy's probably suffering much more than I am if he's that age, and he's working his ass off, but maybe he doesn't know a way around it. So I better be the person who helps him. Seriously, if I can and I have the ability to do that, then I will. And that's one of my main motivations, actually, to make money, right? It's one of my main motivations to be financially well off, isn't just for myself, to help others. Because genuinely, whenever I gave him that money, which wasn't even that much, when his eyes lit up and he was so thankful and he said, you know, thank God, like, or God bless you. It's like, you know, you should see it in his eyes. Probably never, ever seen someone just be so generous and just give him money, you know, for no reason. And I almost, you know, that was really sad for me, actually, because, well, I don't know, it's like I felt his pain, you know, and so that's part of the reason why I did the whole thing. But at the end of the day, I'll probably sleep better, you know, knowing that I probably helped him out a little bit. So I encourage you guys to do the same, you know, put things into perspective, right? You know, obviously at the end of the day, we're young, you know, we're men, and some of us, if you're watching videos like this, you know, you have probably the privilege of knowing that there's a way out, that you can make it, that you can, you know, find a way. And if you have to sacrifice a little bit of your financial situation to help someone else out, or if you have to sacrifice anything, you know, you can replenish, you know, at your young age to help someone who is probably in a more dire situation. Well, just put it into perspective and really question if you're willing to do that. And, well, because, because why not? It's the end of this video. I don't know if I'm articulating myself well here. I've been up since 4:30 and it's already 11. I should be going to sleep by now because I gotta go wake up at 4:30 again, right? To literally solve my financial situation. But regardless, you know, I have hope that I'm gonna get out of this. So, but regardless, I also would love it if other people would do the same. That's it.